what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. Defensively, I'll give Taylor credit here. This is something he was talking to me about this morning, and it's a pretty salient point. Broken clock and all that,
Can't give that man no credit.
Old T-Nut, before the government killed him, he managed to find, one of them acorns. But no, Taylor was talking to me about, look, man, the importance of Zy Alexander, right?
Yep.
And what he's mean to the season as a whole, certainly allowing Sage to move back to safety. Major Burns is really thriving in that star role. Stamps on the other side, holding it down. But more specifically, what does Zy Alexander mean for taking away Alabama's greatest weapon in Ryan Williams? Because Alabama has a bit of what Ole Miss had going on. Now, interestingly, I could argue that Ole Miss has started to get better in some ways without Trey Harris. Because if you look at the last couple of days, last couple of games for Ole Miss, Jackson Dart has to explore the other weapons that he has. He's had to have more trust in them. He's had to throw them more. So when Trey Harris gets back, he now has better relations with Watkins and Daquan Harris and Priestcorn's been all right, but Juice, he's had to finally work with some of those other guys.
Yeah.
The same disparity you see there, that's Alabama with Ryan Williams. Sure, Jeremy Bernard's fine, Kendrick Law's fine, but Ryan Williams is option A for that team. And so when you think about, okay, how do we take out Jalen Milroe? We talked about it yesterday. Obviously, great defensive line play is going to be critical. Stopping the run going to be critical. We've seen LSU can do these things. What's one way that you affect all of this? If you can take Ryan Williams out of the game plan, at least as much as you can. And Jake, is Zy Alexander the most important piece of getting that accomplished?
I love the question, and I think he is somebody that you absolutely had to have step up because of some of the other, not only just deficiencies at that position, T-Bob, but when you see all the changes that you just laid out, where it allowed everybody to move and what it allows everybody to do in that defensive backfield.
Yeah.
So it's not just his play. It's what it allows, Major Burns and Sage Ryan, like you laid out, to do. That part of it can't get lost because it's such a large part of the conversation. I don't know how much, and I think we talked about this Monday. Maybe it was I don't know. I don't know how much you travel with Zy Alexander on Williams. I don't know. But I do know that Trey Harris, when he was coming into this building, was the leading receiver in the country by over 175 yards.
Yeah.
He was that dominant. He was showing that he was going to dominate you in that game when Ashton Stamps was on him.
Yep.
And you said, hold up, wait a minute, can't do that. You put Zy Alexander over there, he has very minimal success. There's a reason why Zy Alexander is rated as one of the highest corners in the country. I don't know if that's ever been something that Blake Baker's enjoyed doing as far as sending a corner to travel with a receiver. I would find it, just me personally, I would find it very hard to not have Zy Alexander on Ryan Williams 85% of the time. He changes the math for you as far as what you can do, because their biggest thing isn't completely taken away, but you take a portion of it away. And so it allows you to put other guys maybe in a better place to try to stop everything else. And it's putting a lot on Zy Alexander, but he has shown, he's a veteran player, played a lot of football, that he can handle some of the better. Now, Trey Harris is a different receiver than him, but it is a guy that you can use to try to get that done and kind of shore that up enough to where the other guys can maybe go up a notch in their performance because of it.
Is Chris Little says is Zaya first round dude if he locks Williams down? I mean, no, I don't know about all that. But actually, we don't need to talk about that. Taylor, this is your take originally. What do you think about the importance of Zaya Alexander? And if you force Bama to pass a lot, is that advantage LSU?
I mean, it certainly is because they like to run the ball, but also, like, let's look at what this does to Jalen Milroe if Zaya Alexander locks down Ryan Williams, because where's Milroe the best? He can take the top off the defense. He's been the best at the deep passes. Where he's always struggled has been the short intermediate. Ryan Williams, as good of a route runner as he is, he's burned guys deep a lot this year. I mean, that's also their deep ball receiver, at least one of them that Jalen Milroe really likes to go to. Not only does Milroe have to go away from his first option, he's looking for more underneath stuff there, which is where he's really struggled. So,
yeah.
and I think that actually changes everything in their game plan.
So, Zaya Alexander, can you step up? LSU, can you stay on schedule? If you do these things, then the power of Death Valley and that setting and how hard it is to win on the road, all of that can come to the fore. But if you want that to matter, if you want this crowd to be able to push you over the top, which I absolutely think it can, we've seen it too many times tonight. If you want that to matter, you have to take care of your part of the equation, which is exactly what we just laid out the last two segments. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.